In the high-stakes world of political journalism, a few names become part of our daily routine. They're the faces on our screens and the voices from the White House lawn who try to make sense of Washington, D.C. for the rest of us. Peter Doocy, Fox News Channel's senior White House correspondent, is definitely one of those names. His sharp questions have made him a familiar face in a town that can feel pretty impersonal. We know his work, we recognize his face, and his professional life is an open book. But behind every public figure, there's another story just out of the camera's view. And when a headline tells you to take a deep breath before you see someone's wife, your mind probably jumps to the obvious. You expect a story about looks, glamour, or some kind of shocking secret. But what if the story that truly leaves you breathless has nothing to do with any of that? What if the real shock isn't what you see, but what you realize? Everyone's talking about Peter Doocy's wife, but the real story isn't what you think. We're about to show you why Hillary Vaughn's unexpected career and powerful public image are what truly leave people breathless. This isn't the tale of a political spouse hiding in her husband's shadow. This is the story of a powerhouse journalist in her own right, a woman who commands the same professional respect and works in the same demanding world as her famous husband. The story of Hillary Vaughn isn't a side note to Peter Doocy's fame. It's a parallel story of ambition, drive, and incredible success. You've seen Peter Doocy in the White House briefing room. But take a deep breath before you learn about his wife, Hillary Vaughn. The real reason she's so captivating has nothing to do with what you might expect. We're about to pull back the curtain on the impressive career and public image that truly make her stand out. Forget the clickbait, the truth is way more interesting. A story of two lives at the top of their field, converging to form a partnership that's as impressive as it is private. Stay with us as we uncover the story of Hillary Vaughn, the correspondent, the professional, and the woman who is every bit the journalistic force as her husband. Before she was Mrs. Doocy, she was Hillary Vaughn, a name already making waves in journalism. Born on June 10, 1989, in Washington, D.C., you could say Vaughn was practically destined for a life connected to the nation's political and economic heartbeat. While she keeps her early life private, she grew up in the city that would later become the main stage for her career. Her academic path was laser-focused. In 2010, she graduated with a degree in broadcast journalism, giving her the toolkit to navigate the wild world of news media. But a degree doesn't make a reporter drive, and a willingness to start from the bottom do. Vaughn had both in spades. Her big break into national news came through the Fox News Junior Reporter program. Launched in 2011, this competitive program was designed to groom the next generation of on-air talent. Vaughn was picked for its second class, a clear sign that industry leaders saw her potential early on. Stationed in Manchester, New Hampshire, she was thrown right into the action. It was a true baptism by fire. New Hampshire, with its first-in-a-nation primary, is a political battleground, and for a young reporter, it was the ultimate training ground. She covered local stories and political events, learning how to find a story, conduct interviews, and deliver clear reports under pressure. That experience was the crucible that forged her skills for the national stage. After proving her mettle, Vaughn's career took off. She worked for several outlets, including Yahoo Finance and local TV stations, building a diverse portfolio that showed her versatility and commitment to the craft. Then, in 2016, all that hard work paid off. She officially joined Fox Business Network as a correspondent. This wasn't just another job, it was an arrival. Becoming a correspondent for a major network is a dream for countless journalism students. But at just 27 years old, Hillary Vaughn made it her reality, and she was just getting started. When Hillary Vaughn became a correspondent for Fox Business Network, she stepped onto a stage where money and power are the daily headlines. This is a story that should really take your breath away. She's not playing a supporting role, she's a leading one. Based in Washington, D.C., she covers the heart of American policy and economic news. Her beat is a demanding mix of politics, finance, and technology, three of the most complex areas of modern life. Vaughn has built a reputation for her direct, no-nonsense reporting. In an era of hot takes, she excels at breaking down complicated topics into clear, understandable news. Whether she's on Capitol Hill explaining a new tax bill or analyzing a decision by the Federal Reserve, her focus is on delivering in-depth, factual reports. Her career isn't defined by one single story, but by a consistent presence at the center of major national events. She was on site for the funeral of President George H.W. Bush in 2018, conveying the gravity of the historic moment to a national audience. During the 2020 presidential election, she wasn't stuck behind a desk. She traveled to key swing states, reporting on the issues that mattered to voters on the ground. One of her standout assignments was her work in Des Moines, Iowa, ahead of the 2020 caucuses, which was so compelling it was featured on a Fox News audio series. She was a key part of FBN's 2022 midterm election coverage and has reported on everything, from safety concerns at the southern border to legislative battles in Congress. and she isn't afraid to press for answers. In a notable moment, she was seen on camera confronting Hunter Biden during his surprise appearance at a House contempt hearing. Showing the kind of tenacity required of a top correspondent. Hillary Vaughn is also a polished and confident host, and co-host on Fox programs like The Big Money Show and The Bottom Line. This is where any talk of her appearance finds its real meaning. The surprise isn't simply that she's camera-ready, but that her poise is backed by sharp intellect and deep journalistic expertise. She is, in every sense, her husband's professional equal, navigating the same demanding world and building her own independent legacy. That professional parity is the real revelation. She's a powerhouse in her own right, in a city built on power dynamics. The marriage of Peter Doocy and Hillary Vaughn is a modern model of media influence. Theirs isn't a story of a famous journalist and a quiet partner. It's the story of two stars in the same sky, whose professional and personal lives are deeply intertwined. And where did they meet? Where else at work? Their paths crossed around 2017 at Fox News, where both were building their careers. Doocy had been with the network since 2009, while Vaughn joined in 2016. Their relationship blossomed against the backdrop of one of the world's most intense news cycles, and they got engaged in 2020. Their wedding in April 2021 was a small, intimate affair at a resort in South Carolina, a quiet moment away from their very public jobs. The pandemic had forced them to shrink the guest list to just 18 people. Peter's father, Fox and Friends co-host Steve Doocy, served as his best man. The photos they shared showed a happy couple, with Peter's playful caption, "She said, I Doocy," offering a small glimpse into their joy. Their partnership is built on a shared reality few couples experience. Both know the pressure of a deadline, the chaos of breaking news, and the scrutiny that comes with the job. This mutual understanding creates a unique bond, making them not just husband and wife, but colleagues and confidants. Their power couple status was solidified as they started their family, juggling parenthood with their demanding careers. They announced they were expecting their first child in September 2022 on Fox and Friends. Their daughter, Bridget Blake Doocy, was born on February 1, 2023. The story of her birth perfectly captures their life. Hillary's water broke while she was on her way to work at Capitol Hill. Their family grew again with the birth of their son, George Jack Doocy, on April 16, 2025. In a sweet coincidence, George arrived on their 4th wedding anniversary, a gift Peter joked he'd never forget. His birth followed a grueling 30-hour labor. Hillary quipped that maybe their son was just tired of hearing me talk about taxes, since she had been reporting from the IRS on tax day right before heading to the hospital. These moments paint a picture of a couple who, despite their hype jobs, are grounded, relatable, and navigating it all as a team. When you're in the public eye, rumors can spread like wildfire. And for a couple like Peter Doocy and Hillary Vaughn, speculation is common. One persistent but unfounded story has swirled around Hillary Vaughn's health. So, let's set the record straight. There is no credible evidence that Hillary Vaughn has ever suffered from a serious illness. The confusion seems to come from a very real health battle within the Doocy family, but it was one faced by her mother-in-law, Kathy Doocy, around 2015, during a routine visit to an eye doctor for new sunglasses. A doctor noticed a freckle in Kathy's eye. Months later, a specialist confirmed the worst. Kathy was diagnosed with ocular melanoma, a rare and aggressive eye cancer. The diagnosis was a shock to the family. As Steve Doocy later said, "When you hear the word cancer, you just stop breathing." Doctors acted quickly, and Kathy underwent radioactive plaque therapy. During that difficult time, fearing she might not survive, Kathy decided to write down all her recipes so her children Peter, Mary, and Sally would always have the comforting tastes of home. This project later became the family's popular series of happy cookbooks. Thankfully, Kathy's story is one of resilience. Her treatment was a success, and she was eventually declared cancer-free. The family shared their story publicly to raise awareness about this rare cancer and the importance of early detection, a decision that has encouraged countless people to get their eyes checked. It's easy to see how this public and emotional journey could lead to confused rumors online, but it's important to separate the facts. By all credible accounts, Hillary Vaughn is healthy. The real health struggle belongs to Kathy, a brave survivor whose story is one of hope and the power of family. What are your thoughts on this media power couple? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories like this. That headline telling you to take a deep breath before seeing Peter Doocy's wife. It's actually right, just not for the reasons you'd think. The breathtaking thing about Hillary Vaughn has nothing to do with shallow shock value and everything to do with substance. The real story is one of competence, ambition, and incredible success in one of the world's toughest professions. Hillary Vaughn isn't defined by her marriage. She's a formidable journalist who carved out her own path long before she became a Doocy. From her early training at Fox News to her current role as a respected correspondent, she has built a career on sheer talent and hard work. The real surprise is the professional equality within her marriage. In a town full of power couples, the Doocy-Von partnership is unique. It's a union of two people who are equals, not just at home, but in their careers. They navigate the same industry, understand the same pressures, and share a respect born from knowing each other's craft inside and out. They are building a life, raising a young family, and managing the high-stakes careers, side by side. So yes, take a deep breath, but do it in admiration for a woman who is a force in her own right. The most breathtaking thing about Hilary Von isn't just who she married, but the powerhouse career she's built all on her own.